Hey y'all, it's After Sunset Sunday. Welcome in. This is another wonderful After Sunset Sunday edition. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, William, leading up to tonight. You guys are fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to say hi to everybody in the chat, then we're going to get going. I'm going to tell you what's going on. And I do realize my camera's a little blurry. Let me see if I can make an adjustment to it real quick. I have been having technical difficulties. I have been having all kinds of fun this whole weekend. So that's why you guys haven't seen me. So I'm just working on it. So I see Susan. Welcome in, Susan. Joyce, Pam, Judy. Let's see. I'm scrolling. Jess. Welcome in. Katie Crafts is here. Debbie. Kathy, my hubby home. Welcome in. Chloe. Pam, welcome. Glad you're here. Let's see. We got Gladys from the Confident Quilter. You guys are fantastic. Katie from Greenland Quilter. Laura, welcome in. William is over here now too. And let's see who else is joining. Hi, Cynthia. Glad you're here. Welcome in, Ollie. Glad you're here as well. Okay, so the link is in the description box below the video, but I'm going to put it in the chat as well. So this is my start to, and yeah, it's another camera. I disappear. It is the vortex. So this is the start to the 365 quilt. It was what we voted on, I believe it was Tuesday. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Tuesday that we got started on this, or that we discussed me pulling it out, and I went digging. Guys, I really went digging. I was looking for my fabrics. Some of them I knew where they were. Some of them I didn't. Some of them I didn't realize I didn't know where they were. So we went digging and searching around, and I did not realize I had the center block already done. So this block right here is amazing. Like it's huge, but I got a lot more to go. If anyone wants to take a guess as to how many blocks are up there, be my guest. If anybody gets it right, you'll get an extra giveaway ticket for April. Okay, we'll absolutely do that. I do not have Nightbot set up for it, so it's gonna have to be me catching it in the chat. So just so you're aware, that's what we're doing. All right, so I absolutely, Cynthia. So go click that link. You have to sign up for it. It is offered by Catherine Kerr. Her last name is Kerr. She has been doing this challenge for years. And I went looking and I found out I did actually start this in 2016. So this is an 8-year-old project. Welcome in, Patricia. Glad you're here. So this is an 8-year-old project. And it's been pulled out, and yes, it is back there. So, you know what? Here's what you're supposed to be seeing. That's what you're supposed to be seeing. I'm glad you pointed that out. Yeah. So the you go sign up. It is 100% free. Catherine Kerr does not charge, or Kerr, however you say her last name. She does not charge for the 365 challenge quilt. Welcome in, Mona. Glad you're here. Yes, it is a long-term project. This was in my UFO box. I had a few things that were in there. I did find my start to my Dear Jane that I told you guys I would look for. I have 4 blocks done. They're all going to get redone. They're awful. They're awful. Nope, Susan, you are wrong. It is not that number yet. We're not there yet. You're not far off, but you're not there. We're not quite there. So I'm not going to tell you what day I'm working on, because Catherine is able to change up what order things are done in. So with that being said, if you don't start on June, and I went back and looked, so this is my little bit of guidance. If you want to join in the 365 quilt, join in, but start with January 1 block. Do not start on whatever day you. Oh, Joyce says she guess she already signed up. Yeah. I think they send you an email every day, maybe, but you could also. She's now using, I believe, Teachable or something like that, some kind of platform like that. You can re-sign up every year. So if you want to do this project more than 1 year, like you want to do more than one of these, you absolutely can. I might actually do that. So once I get this one done, I might, um, I might start another one, just because I could then go and fix all the problems that I did the first time around. Susan says, got to go wash my hands so I can get back to hand quilting. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You don't want any of those oils. Thank you, Joyce. Yay. So that gives you another ticket in the April drawings as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the I can't talk today. It's either a super chat or sticker, whichever one it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, so everything that I've got up there right now is everything that I have done. With that being said, the way that the way that Catherine does the 365 challenge is January is a very incredibly simple block, or January 1st, sorry, is a very incredibly simple block. If you can't sew January 1st correctly, then you need to work on it until you can sew January 1st correctly, and then work on January 2nd. And it's going to progressively get harder and harder and harder. Um, Mona's trying to get everybody. I love it. Thank you, Mona. I appreciate it. So my center block, I might actually redo it. I'm not 100% happy with it. And I think that might be why I stopped working on it, because my piecing skills in 2016 were left a lot to be desired, is the best way to put it. I was not nearly the quilter that I am now. 8 years has done a lot to improve my quilting skills, improve my accuracy, and get me to where I'm a lot happier with what I can do and what I have done. So a lot of the small blocks, there's no way I'm redoing all of this. Not in this colorway. Ollie says, Tammy, I have trouble, I think, past January 9th. That's okay. That is okay. Yes, it is a good way to begin quilting because, I mean, if I were to stop today and decide, okay, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to do any more. I don't want to make the full 365 quilts. I could absolutely stop today and sash out my blocks and make some kind of quilt with what I got. I have enough extra fabric I could do that. But I don't want to do that. I do want to actually do this whole challenge, to go through all 365 blocks. You will end up with a few extras. She does throw in some bonus blocks. So I may have a few bonus blocks in there already. I think I do. I mean, I literally, the way that I have mine organized is I have a folder on my computer that has all of my blocks on it. And then I have a folder for January completed, February completed, March completed, and so on throughout the whole year. And so I was looking at what I had completed, and guys, I was sitting there going, I don't think I have that block. I don't know where that block is. And like that, the center block was one of those, the three at the back that you see, the larger blocks, those were part of what I couldn't find originally. Man, I've managed to find it, and I found some more projects I forgot I had started. So I have a few more UFOs that I didn't know that I had, including a Bonnie Hunter quilt start that I will not finish in that colorway. I am not thrilled with it. So I will piece and part everything out and make a new design with it. It is going to a new quilt. So, but let's get into it. So I actually cut 3 days worth of blocks. So am I going to get all 3 days worth? I don't know. I don't know. Where I'm at right now is actually in the section where she has started teaching mitered corners. So I'm going to be mitering my corners and assembling this block. So I was going to bring you guys over and show, you know what, maybe I can for this one. Let me see if I can pull the screenshot and show you guys this one. I know I can't show you the others that I cut, I don't believe. Let me see what this looks like. Let's put that as live. Okay. All right, this is as good as I can get for right now. I'm going to show you guys real quick what I'm going to make with this, and then we're coming right back. Okay, so there's the center block that is D. E and A are both the same fabric, and B and F are both the same fabric, and the C's in both corners are supposed to be the same fabric as D. Now, I can't scroll up and I can't scroll down because I would give you any kind of measurement, and I cannot do that. So I can't give you the measurements, but that is basically what we're going to make with this block. Katie Craft says a block a day. Not this year, too many projects in progress now. Yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it. I'm not doing one per day. Doing it this way. I originally started it out doing the one per day. 2016 was a really rough year for me. So doing one a day really isn't even an option. I hit a lot of bad milestones in 2016. Life just kind of took over, and I was along for the ride. It wasn't really even my life in 2016. I mean, I seriously had some major stuff going on, guys. So it is what it is. I can't change what happened, no matter what I wish I could do. But so that's part of the reason that it originally got stopped. So she does give you sewing instructions as well. And if you, Joy says, well, I'm way behind. Oh, no worries. There is no rush to catch up, okay? So please do not panic. You do not need to catch up necessarily. But you can sew this at your own pace. And if you catch up, great. If you don't, that's fine too. It will not kill any one of us if you do not catch up. All right, so E and F, which are going to be these two pieces right here. This is E and this is F, I believe. Let me make sure because I do have my measurements on my screen. Okay, yeah, the shorter ones are the ones I'm working with. Okay, so I'm going to sew this to this square. So I'm going to line it up right here. Oh, I moved it out of you guys' range. I'm sorry. I'm going to line it up here and sew this seam right here, and I'm going to stop 1/4 inch away from the edge. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to sew this seam to 1/4 inch. And then we are mitering this corner right here. That's the first thing for this. So we are in the miters. That's how far down I am. Let's see. Susan said, or Joyce said, Joyce said she was way behind. Susan says her goal for 2025 is to not start any new projects until I get at least 6 UFOs done. That's understandable. You have been through enough moving around and such. I do not blame you one bit. And I do not have my seam ripper, guys. So if I need my seam ripper, I'm gonna have to go get it. I left it in my go bag for going to Quilts of Valor on Saturday. Yeah, it kind of got left behind in my bag of stuff. Let's see. Cynthia says she'll probably get behind due to packing and moving in late summer, but I can always start where I left off. Exactly. So what I would recommend is that you definitely reserve some kind of box or bag or something for this project to stay in, because if you don't, you'll end up using your fabric for something else accidentally. Ask me how I know. And so you do want to keep your fabric for this project separate. Ali says, hi Susan, could say you have that time pre-cut for you. Yeah, exactly. Katie says life can throw curveballs for sure. 2020 was like that for me. COVID was only part of the disaster. Oh, I bet. Oh, I bet. Now, here's one thing she does not say in any of the uh, information that I have now. So I would have to go back and look. Um, and you know what? I think I said that the wrong direction. I think I did. So we're going to, no, I do need my seam ripper, guys. Go figure. Chloe's guess is 73, not the right number yet. UFO, yes, unfinished object. UFO is unfinished object. So if you have an unfinished quilt project, that is a UFO. Oh, well, yes and no. I did, but not recently. Not recently. Let me go grab it real quick. It is just outside my studio. Let's see. Okay, did not find my seam ripper. So I'm hoping I did not leave it, but I have tiny scissors. So we will go with tiny scissors. I know where my other one is, but then I'm gonna have to move a whole lot of stuff, and we're not doing that today. Let's see. Susan says, Ollie, the having to pack for the reno and the unpacking has been a huge dent in. Yes, absolutely. You know, I did. Well, no, I didn't. I was putting it in front of my little, thread rack, and I do have one in my Go kit, but my Go kit is buried at the moment. And then I have my backup one is in a drawer. So I have 3 of them now. But of course, all 3 of them are out of reach. Oh, you're fine, Cynthia. She's saying she's writing it down this time. Let's see. Susan, you and I got the same goal. I'm working on my unfinished object. Yeah. So I found one of the projects that I found that is in my UFOs. I was making it for my stepdaughter at the time, not my current stepdaughter, the stepdaughter at the time. And I don't know why I was making it for her. She's not very girly girl. But I have a paper piecing castle that I was making. So that's one project that was in there. I've got some unfinished Christmas blocks, and I have some Christmas stockings. And here's what we're gonna do. Oh, I moved you guys completely over. I'm sorry. All right, so this is the direction it needs to go. So I need to sew this seam right here with this right there. I need to not go the opposite direction. Oh yeah, the 2 week vacation in Arizona definitely puts you behind on sewing projects, Susan. You're right. Let's see. I need a 4th one, Ollie, right? Well, I am going to Joann Fabrics tomorrow, so we will see what deals I find at my local Joann's, and see whether or not I come home with, a whole bunch of stuff or not. We're going to see how disappointed I get. That's my next one. So far, nobody's gotten the number of blocks yet. One guess was 80. Another guess is 73. This will be one of the blocks, yes. In the 365. Welcome in, Teresa. Glad you're here. Teresa Louise is here, guys. I caught a little bit of your live earlier, literally a couple of minutes. That is all I had the ability to catch earlier. But it's good to see you. 76 and 86. Okay, one of you guys is really, really close. Yeah, one of you is really, really close. But y'all are in that right vicinity. So there's no pressing instructions on the individual patterns. So if you go back, like when you sign up for this project, definitely read all the advanced stuff about the yardage and how to pick your fabrics and all of that. Definitely read all of that. But nope, nobody's gotten it yet. But I am going to press mine open. I don't remember if that was what she said to do, but that is what I am going to do. That's what we're doing. All right, but I do have it the correct direction this time. Teresa comes on at Joyce's nap time. I don't blame you, Joyce. I need a nap. I needed one today. I didn't get one, but I needed one. I got about half of the quilt quilted today. And let's see, did I get one finished? Okay, so the Sew and Tell giveaway quilt is obviously finished. Like it's quilted, it's not bound. But that one's finished. All right, so here's the next one that I'm going to do. I'm going to do this seam. I'm going to stop that 1/4 inch away. And then I'll be able to miter this corner. Nope, still nobody's gotten it. Yeah, I'm hoping that I find some good stuff at Joann's. We're going to hope that I really get lucky at Joann's today or tomorrow. It's in less than 24 hours, so it's today. We're counting it as today. Oh, no answers yet as far as what I'm seeing. Remember, I am 30 seconds ahead, so whatever you put in there. Teresa took a 2-hour nap after her life. I love it. I really needed a nap today. I just did not have time for a nap. I had to go run the dog and do a lot. Chloe, you're close. I had to go run the dog and get him some exercise in. He's been literally driving me crazy. So he's been bored. So I had to go take him and go wash the car and fill up. And yes, Susan got it. 77. You got it, Susan. There are 77 blocks on this wall right now. So Susan has an extra entry into the giveaway for April. So it's not for the quilt. It's one of the other giveaways. You can't get an extra entry for the quilt. You have to enter that the traditional way. But you got an extra entry for all the other giveaways. So congratulations. Congratulations. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. What I have done is, welcome in, Sherry. She says, hi, all, watching for a little while before bed. Oh, no worries. No worries. All right. So here's my square. Here's my center square. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to fold my center square in half. So if you see, let me get back in camera. There we go. So if you see, I've got my square in the middle here. Okay. It's folded in half on the diagonal. Okay. So you guys can't see my thread, but I'm going to, like, my fingernail is right on the edge of my line, my seam line. So my seam is coming from here and stopping where my thumbnail is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sew a 45-degree line from here out. I'm not going to mark it. You can, if that makes you feel better. If you need to mark it, then mark it. If you don't, then you don't. You don't want to cut it on that 45 because you need to have a seam allowance. So if you're going to cut it, you need to cut it where you're going to have extra. You're going to need to cut where you have a little bit of extra. So as long as you are cutting everything following her instructions, you should be able to use the diagonal seam tape for this. If you don't want to draw a diagonal, if you're not 100% sure, then just draw the diagonal. But you don't cut anything first. Welcome in, Sherry. I'm so glad you're here. I really am. Okay. So I've sewn my line. You guys can't see it, but my extra thread hanging off. Okay. So I'm going to fold it out and make sure that I am getting that miter exactly where I want it. If not, this is when I could fix it. Okay. Because I haven't cut anything yet. So now that I've got it and I'm happy with it, I'm going to go ahead and cut the extra off. And I'm just going to cut a 1/4 inch away. This doesn't have to be super precise when you're cutting the extra away. If you were cutting the pieces, you definitely need to cut them precise, okay? So now I've got that cut. And so now when I fold it out, I am going to take this to the iron and go ahead and press these open. Let's see. Cynthia says that she went to Joann's last Thursday or Friday. I don't think Joann knows she's closing the business. Not a lot of discounts. She still bought some fabric and notions. Want to go again in a month? Absolutely, Cynthia. I understand that. Welcome in, Lana. Glad you're here. So I got an email from Joann's that all fabric was now 40% off. So we're going to go with that mindset that the fabric is 40% off. And granted, I know 40% off is not a huge discount. Not when we're used to being able to get up to 60% off or something like that. But I'm still going to take it. Like if there's something that I just can't leave at the store that needs a new home, it's going to come home with me. All right. So I haven't used starch on this yet, but you can. If you want to use starch, you absolutely can. Okay, so I've got that sewn. So now the next step is I'm going to attach this piece to its little corner, and I'm going to attach this piece to its little corner. Okay, now these are sewn at a 45, so I'm going to sew a 45-degree across here and a 45-degree across here. So you want to make sure you get them the right direction, but beyond that, it's pretty easy. You just need to make sure you sew the right direction. That's all. Susan says she made her probably last trip to Joann's last Friday. Had to use last gift card. I did not have a gift card. I'm quite jealous. But I did not have a gift card, so I couldn't. There was no rush for me. Some was 40% off. Some was 20 or 25. 40% across the entire inventory is better than last week. Okay. Yeah, it's going to get better as the weeks go by. I need to go. I have a reason to go to Cheyenne and go to Colorado. There's a couple of other places that I need to visit. And so the timing is just kind of perfect for me to go anyway. So Joann's is just kind of on the radar because of it. If I wasn't already going to go to Cheyenne and go to Colorado, then I wouldn't be bothering with it necessarily just yet. I would be waiting. But the timing is just that this is the best timing for me. If I wait another week, I'm going to be out of things that I don't want to be out of. So if I go now, then I don't run out. You know how that is? You know how that is? Do you ever run out of things? Like, I run out of things. My husband is not one of those. He is not a person that runs out of things. But I most definitely am. Like, I am totally the running out of things person. I'm the, oops, that was the last of my shampoo. I guess I need to go to the store tomorrow. Oh, right, Cynthia, I know. And, yeah, I would love to meet with people, but I definitely can't stay late in the day, and that's hurting too. Like, I would need to be able to stay later on in the day, and I can't, especially if I'm doing the majority of the driving. Lately, my husband has been making me car sick. So, and it's not anything to do with him as much as it is to do with me. So I don't know what's going on, but It is what it is. So the Joann's here was already pretty bare. Yeah, and only 20% off. Yeah, a lot of the stores are going to be like that. So I'm leaving the room to possibly go to other, go visit other locations. All right, so this is going to be my top one. So I want to make sure I folded it or did the correct direction, and I did because it is supposed to be angled that direction. And this is going to be my piece down here, and I did do the correct direction there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and trim and then press to get these ready, and they will be my next pieces to assemble. I mean, if to be honest, there's a good chance that the store that I'm going to go to is going to be one that's already pretty bare, but I don't know. So we're going to see. We're going to see. There's a couple of different stores in the Denver area. So it won't be, if there's nothing at this store that I want, depending on my energy level, we may go to another store. I don't know. Teresa says, no, I don't run out of things. I'm one of those that buy several at a time, like 6 or more. Okay, so when my husband and I got married, guys, I cannot tell you how many times. I love it, Cynthia. I cannot tell you how many times he and I had this same discussion. We were buying canned vegetables. We were going to eat 1 can of sweet peas that night, or 1 can of carrots between the two of us. How many did we buy? We either bought 2 or we bought 4. We always were buying an even number of everything. But we were never just buying 1 of anything. Never buying 1 of anything. And we had those discussions lots and lots of times because to me, that doesn't make sense. Like, it just does not make sense. But to him, it did. I'm usually not out of anything. I will say that. I'm usually not completely out of anything. But, it's I will buy for the month ahead. So, like, let's say laundry detergent. Okay, we're kind of low. We will run out this month. Okay, we'll go ahead and buy it. But like groceries, no, I don't do that. I do not do that. Cynthia says, come to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Joann's here has plenty for everyone. Oh, I wish. I have been to Tulsa. It's been a while, but I've been to Tulsa. I think 2023 is the last time I was there. Intentionally. Yeah, I think, well, if it wasn't 2023, it was 2022. Susan says, my most often purchase at Joann's has been hand quilting thread. My local quilt shop doesn't carry it, so I will end up having to order online. I did ask the owner if she could carry some. Oh, that'd be fantastic. Susan, I may have some. I might. Kathy says, why buy only 1? I always buy more because if I am having to buy, that means I am on my last one. I buy the bulk size. I don't buy anything like, I don't buy a small of anything, if that makes sense. So, like, let's say, bag of chips, for example. I only buy 1, but I buy the extra large bag. Like, I don't buy the smaller one. I definitely buy the bigger one. If I would love it. Okay, yeah, absolutely. I will keep you in mind. I will look and see if that's what that is. I don't know if that's what that is, but if it is, I know I probably will never touch it. I did buy one of those bags around the registers because it says empower the women around you. Oh, that's fantastic. I love those bags. I bought one that I think it said made to create, maybe. Something like that. It's one of those giant ones. All right, so that one's installed. We're installing it, okay? We're installing it. So we're going to install this one next. Oh, we eat chips, though. We definitely eat chips. Let's see. Cynthia says, I did buy one of the, oh, yeah, the Empower Women Around You. Yeah. I don't like going to the store, so that's why I buy several to have on hand. Yes. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. And she's saying that for everyone. So to the women on here, you are awesome, says Cynthia. Yes. Every last one of you, you are awesome. Don't let that man tell you otherwise. Don't let that other woman tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You are awesome. You're absolutely awesome. You know, who else is going to, fight for you and everything that you've got in your mind that you want to do except for you? You gotta fight for you. You gotta fight for you. Yeah, so guys, you guys will laugh at me. So if you have an older machine, this is not an older machine. These are LED lights. This machine has LED lights. I forgot you guys can't see what I'm doing. This machine has LED lights, so they don't get very hot. So Saturday I was sewing on a machine that is probably older than me. And I don't know if I static electricity'd myself or if I burned myself from the bulb on the machine. Sometimes the cat doesn't think I am awesome, just shrugs and strolls away. Ollie, you are so funny. You're so funny. Oh, my pieces are not even, so I don't know which one is my 45-degree angle. I think it's going to be that one. We're going to go with that one. So I think I cut one of these longer somehow. I don't know how, but I did. It is what it is. It will still go together just fine. I will test it and make sure. I am just sewing the miter. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know if I burned myself or if I shocked myself with static electricity. But guys, my finger hurts. I even have like a little mark from whatever I did to myself. I have a mark. I am marked. The sewing machine has marked me. Susan says, my brother gave me a Tucson shopping bag to put the stuff I got at the gym and mineral show, souvenirs from the places we went, patterns and fabric from the quilt shop he took me to, and QuiltCon. That's fantastic. That's fantastic, Susan. All right, so we've got this last, let me get it in the camera. There we go. We've got this last miter sewn in, and it's looking just fine. So now I'm going to go and trim this and press, and we'll have one of these blocks done. So I cut a total of 3, so we'll see how many of these I can do tonight. I've got 2, I had 2 on the board, and then I've got 1 in obviously my hand now. One Singer Light is a metal chrome cover over a 15-watt bulb, hot. I bet it is. I bet it is. This was a Bernina 1130 that I was sewing on Saturday. So I'm thinking that it's the bulb. Susan had a great vacation, already missing Arizona. I bet. Much different weather in Arizona to what you normally live in. Much different weather. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this pressed without burning my fingers again. If that's what I did. Like I said, I don't know what I did. But there was a lot of static electricity in the air too. But I mean, it hurts more than just a burn, if that makes sense. That's what I'm dealing with. Is it hurts more than a burn. All right, so this block is now pressed. So we have the miters here, and then we have the snowballs in the opposite corners. All right, so this is one of the smaller blocks. So I'm going to put it up on the wall. And I will probably come back and starch it later. We will see how the starching part goes. All right, now let me close this one out. Actually, and let me go in and mark it as done so I don't keep thinking that I still have to do it. I don't need to drag everything. I just need to drag that one. All right, that one is now in the completed folder. Okay, so this next one, I can't zoom out on this camera either. All right, I'm going to show you guys this way. All right, so there are 4 of these blocks, small blocks, that are going into a one bigger block, and it's all 4 sides are mitered. So I have to miter both top and bottom back and forth. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my center, and yes, my center is red. I apologize that it's on a red board. Okay, so I'm going to take my center for each of these blocks, and following the instructions that she gave us, I'm going to press a line down the center of my piece, and I'm going to take my left piece and I'll press a line down the center. I'll fold it in half, and I'll take my right piece and do the same thing. Press a line down the center, and I'll use the pressed lines to match this up. And then I will come back and do the tops and bottoms. But I will do all 4 of them before I go on to the next step. Susan says if I buy more than 1 large bag of potato chips, we'll eat way too much. If I just buy 1, I don't eat the whole bag, so can have some later. See, that's why I do it that way too, Susan. I don't buy extra because of that same reason. Okay, and I'm going to show you these because I got to move them out of the way anyway. Okay, and I may come back and stitch through the fabric so it's held onto the cards better. What I did is I wrote my color value on the card in a Sharpie, and I took a pen, a flathead pen, like a flower head pen, and put a pin on it to hold the fabric in place. And guys, these are my original fabric swatches from when I started this project in 2016. So I have all of these index cards now that are now labeled. I really wish I'd done this when I first started this project, but I fixed it today. So I added these today. They're going to go in my box so I can go put it up. So when I pull all these off the wall, I will just throw them in the box, and 1 week from today, when we pull this back out, I'll do the same thing. Okay? So we're going to put that block in front of you so you guys can see. And I'm going to pull this other one first. I'm just going to finger press, I think. I don't think I need a hot iron press, but I could. So how many of you guys are thinking I can't talk. Welcome in, Zaza. Okay, she popped in to just say hi before she goes to bed. I love the spelling of hi. Welcome in, Lori. Glad you're here. She's going to put us up on the top shelf because we're the highest priority. That's what she's telling us, guys. And I promise I'm not picking on you. I promise I'm not. Or if I am, it's not intentional that way. I'm just glad you're here. Just very glad you're here. I got to make everybody laugh too, right? We're in the business of laughing, right? We're in the business of laughing. So how many of you guys are wanting to do this quilt now that you're seeing me work on it? Or how many of you have started it and just haven't finished it? And if you're seeing this on the replay, you absolutely can comment. I will not mind one bit. You're fine, Zaza. She says, that was autocorrect and I wasn't paying attention. But it gave me a good laugh. Because I haven't been called hi that way in a really long time. So I'm laughing. All right. So I'm not reinforcing my seam when I'm doing this. If you want to backstitch, you can. But I also don't have a seam ripper handy, so I'm not going to This sure looks easier than the tempter quilt, says Holly. It's got a lot smaller pieces. I think the smallest pieces I've cut have been 3/4 of an inch. Welcome in, Sydney. She says, hi, everyone. Welcome in. Susan says, honestly, if my plate wasn't full, would for sure be up to it, right? Right. Let's see. I'm kicked back in bed now, listening to you and watching Wonders of Ireland. Oh, I would love to go. I would love to go to Ireland. That would be the icing on the cake kind of trip. I would love to go visit Ireland. I'd have to get a passport first, but I would love to go to Ireland. Who was I talking passports with the other week? Was that William? Was William talking passports? Is that what it was? William and Jess? I think they were talking passports. It would not surprise me. But I would love to world travel a little bit. Not a whole lot. Sherry says that she's thinking about it. Yes, there you go. There you go. I need partners in crime. All right. So I've got this one sewn together. And if you can see at the top, I have extra fabric. And then I have extra fabric at the bottom too. Okay. That's going to allow me to miter both sides as I go. And for the moment, I'm just going to lay it down. And I'm going to grab the next stack. Oh, you know what? We're going to turn it the correct direction because I had it laid out the correct direction. Ollie says, I know some really nice places in Ireland and Scotland. I bet you do. I would love to go. Ollie, Zaza says, Ollie William is really too late for me to watch. I end up watching when I should be sleeping. Says Zaza. Yes. William is the late show. I'm the late show. He's the late show. Oh. It is really hard. Oh, goodness. My husband found something to laugh at. I'm hearing him. He watches things with headphones on. So occasionally I just hear him randomly start laughing. And no, I don't know what he's watching. No idea. So, okay. So I heard that the Oscars are on tonight. Are they still going? Like, are they still going right now? Is that what I'm missing? And while I'm thinking about it, if you've ever wondered if when you look at your 1/4-inch foot, presser foot for your machine, look and see whether you have markings before your 1/4-inch starts, like 1/4-inch before the needle, and see if you have marking for 1/4-inch after the needle. Oscars are still on. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know the last time I've watched the Oscars. I don't watch the Oscars. I don't watch the Grammys. I was watching TV Saturday night. Was it Saturday night? Saturday evening. Yeah, Saturday evening. I caught a little bit of TV with a friend of mine. I was over at their house and I was just going, oh, that's that show that they were talking about. And they were like, well, what do you mean that's that show? I'm like, yeah, this show that we're watching. And they're like, who? I was having to like backtrack and figure out who mentioned what TV show. Because that's how much TV I watch. I watch a lot of YouTube, but I don't watch a lot of just regular TV. So I really don't know when stuff like that happens. If the radio DJ doesn't say it when I happen to be listening to the radio DJ's channel, I don't know. I've never been a huge TV buff. And then I was getting exposed to some kind of movie too. And there was one with Tom Cruise in it, and I have no idea what it was. Aw, that's sweet, Debbie. She says, hello, Kathy. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I do too, Kathy. We missed you Thursday. Just saying. Your presence was missed. We felt your absence. Um, Lana says, can't stay and watch a replay. You're fine, Lana. You are fine. This is a kickback evening. This is definitely a kickback evening. All right, so I got another one done. So I'm going to set it down. And I've got 2 more to go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my next 2. Let's see. Much better. Not 100%, but good. Yes. Good to hear. Good to hear. Did you see the row? I got done sewing my block so fast. I slow down a lot when I have someone to talk to. Cynthia says, I love watching those award shows until the winners started taking their few seconds to get political instead of thanking the people that got in there. Yeah, that's one thing that I don't have patience for. I don't have the patience for it. The other thing that I don't have patience for is, and this is going to sound really, really crazy, guys. Remember that I've said, maybe you do, maybe you don't. If you're new to my channel, I apologize. It's not intention, to call you out for not knowing. I have prosopagnosia. I don't recognize faces at all. At all. So if I see you, like, let's say, so I'm going to the Denver area tomorrow. Let's say you live in the Denver area and you happen to be in the same store as me. And let's say I've seen pictures of you before or seen you on camera or whatever. I still won't know you. It's not intentional. It is not an intentional slight. I won't know you. Like Tom Cruise. So Tom Cruise was in the movie that was on that I managed to catch a little bit of, and I had to do a double take because I was like, wait, that's Tom Cruise, isn't it? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Has everyone given their thumbs up for Tammy? Says Susan. Thank you, Susan, for reminding everybody. I appreciate it. Guys, we are over 700. Did you think we would get here? Because we're here. We're over 700. Teresa says that's why I don't watch them, right? The political stuff, yeah. Kathy says that she hasn't caught up yet. Slept all day Friday and Saturday. Today was mostly in recliner and not moving very much. I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit, Kathy. Oh, thank you, Joy. She says she pays the rent when she comes in. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's easy to forget, though. It's really easy to forget. I know that there's like a couple of creators when I've gone to like check out their channel or whatever, I'm like missing hitting that thumbs up, and I don't realize it until things were like, getting, wrapping up or they were over or something. Oh, thank you, Kathy. She's saying she knew I would hit 700. Guys, I am so thankful for you guys putting me there. I really appreciate every last one of you. I really do. I'm enjoying what I'm doing here. I'm glad you guys are enjoying what I'm doing here. And I'm not completely boring you. That's always my worry, is that I'm boring people. But, like, I mean, so, when the new thing is now that the intrusive thoughts, don't let the intrusive thoughts win. My intrusive thoughts are that I'm boring people. Oh, thank you, Kathy. She says you're going to hit that 1,000 milestone before you know it. Well, if I hit it before October, then that means it took me less than 2 years. Well, because I hit 500 at the end of October. So hitting almost 700 by the end of February, it's not too bad. Judy says you never bore me. I don't know. I'm good at it. I have a talent. All right, so I got another one done. And this is just the centers. And we're not even a full hour in. I may get to that third block. And sometimes these the smaller blocks are easier. Sometimes they're harder. Joy says, need to get you to 1,000. Right? Right? Oh, thank you. She just shared it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want to wear that queen costume again. I want to pull it out before Halloween. That's what we're going for. Is we're going to pull it out before Halloween. Um, you do have a talent for entertaining me. Oh dear. The things that could be said about that. Oh, I have had some. So it's been a strange week, guys. I mean, it's just absolutely strange. Lori says, just sitting down, small chore turned into an all day and night thing. Oh, dang. I hate those. I really do. Um, so my husband wanted to redecorate. He's got a little office set up in the living room. And so he wanted to redecorate and rearrange. And basically, the spring cleaning bug has gotten to him. I really wish it would get him to the bathroom and like the laundry room and like, in the crevices and the baseboards. But, small steps, right? Small steps. We're not into spring just yet, but I get that spring cleaning bug right about now. I'm hitting that. I'm fighting to not overdo. That's my biggest challenge with spring cleaning is I overdo. Put quilt down. Oops. Oh. So I he wanted to rearrange, and everything that he had up on the walls before um um he put up with nails or screws and anchors, like the whole 9 yards. It was up there. It was not coming down without help. So there was a whole bunch of holes in the wall. So we had to go get paint, and it's not an exact match to what the apartment complex put up, but that's all right. We'll make it work. But I patched all the holes, and then he came back and painted them. And now he hasn't hung anything back up yet. He's kind of holding off. He wants to get all matching frames, but he needs to know everything that he's going to frame first. So we're going about this the smart way this time around, but yeah, he's gotten that spring cleaning bug, and it's his desk. Kathy says, take that where you can get it. Yes, right, right. I'll take the little bit. I'll take the little bit where it can come. Kathy says I have the spring cleaning too. We'll be doing another D-stash hopefully next Sunday. Oh, fantastic! I love your D-stashes, Kathy. I've got one back here already. I have got a springtime quilt that I so want to do, but I would have to put something else on hold, and I kind of need to get stuff done. I kind of need to get it done. The quilt that's on the frame right now, I'm over. No, I'm not over halfway. I'm about halfway done with it. And I won't be able to pick it back up until probably Tuesday. And then Tuesday is show and tell, by the way, guys. So and tell coming up. All right, so my last one is now done. So now I can start picking up the bottom and top pieces and start attaching them. I do, Kathy. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, so what I'm going to do to fold this in half, I'm going to take my long strip pieces, and if you want to go ahead and press all of this, you can. I'm not going to, because I know it will cause me more heck than it's worth for me, just for me. So I'm finger pressing. I'm finger pressing right down the center. My D-stash was before while packing. Oh yeah, absolutely, Susan. Oh, please do, Judy. She says she's going to post a picture tomorrow of what she's working on. All right, so when you're doing a 4-patch block like this, because there's 4 of these units that I'm going to be making, the key is to leave one down and in place. So as you pick things up and rearrange, you can figure back out where you were. That is the safest way to do this. Okay. If you want to pin, you can pin. I'm going to pin, but yeah, we're working on it. And we're working on it. And yes, I am actually using pins. You guys will be shocked. I am using pens for something other than just holding fabric to a note card. Oh, I want to pick up some more magic pins maybe. The extra fine ones that I bought really bend quickly and easily. So I'd like something a little bit sturdier, but I'm not sure. Oh, yes, absolutely, Kathy. She's having to go off to bed. She's got work in the morning. Happy sewing. Thank you. Go pet some fabric, Kathy. Go pet some fabric on the way to bed. Go pet some pretty fabric on the way to bed. We're going to go with pretty. It's got to be pretty fabric. All right. Lori says that she's down to 2 quilt whips. Both are old. Then the ones to start pile can begin. So I got when I was at the Quilts of Valor stuff on Saturday, we got to where we have 4 quilt tops that will not take very long to put together. So I will soon have 4 more quilts to add to my quilting pile. So we're gonna see. Yeah, I need a long arm, guys. I really do. All right, so I've got that bottom one in place, and I'm going to leave the mitering until I've got the other piece on there as well. Okay, so I'm going to go put the top piece on, and then we're going to miter the corners. And then we're going to do the other 4 blocks just the same way, or the other 3. The other 3. I'm adding myself a block, guys. I'm adding an extra block. All right, so tell me about your dream trip. If you were to go to Joann Fabrics, because you know they're closing, if you were to go to Joann's Fabrics, what would you be going to go buy? What is the one thing that you would go to Joann Fabrics and go buy now that you know that this may be your last trip? If this were your last trip to Joann's, what would you buy? I know. It's a loaded question. It's because I'm going tomorrow. You guys will get to see what I bring home, I promise. I will not hide the haul. It won't be a big one, probably. I don't expect it to be a big one. We'll put it that way. But what would you buy? What would be your go-to item that you would absolutely get at Joann's because it's going to be your last trip? Teresa says batting. Oh, that's a good one. I didn't think about that. I just bought my year's worth of batting. Let's hope it lasts a year. Bolts of blender colors. Ooh, that's a good one. I just bought my bolts of batting for the year. So I don't know. I might run out of battings. I don't know. Judy says she would buy bolts of blender colors. Ollie says just the fabric. I think they will be moving the other items to other sites. Maybe. Are you hopeful? Cynthia says yarn. Joyce says batting. I'm not a yarn person. I don't have any yarn projects to do. I mean, I've got some yarn, but I'm not a yarn snob or yarn connoisseur of any shape, form, fashion. I think I have one skein of yarn of my own, and it's one that has acrylic little glitter pieces in it because it was for a very specific project. I don't know. All their Americana and Gutermann hand quilting thread. That makes sense, Susan. Absolutely. I was there and my Joann's had no batting, says Judy. Oh my gosh. They're already out of batting? I am getting Franken batting from other people. Or I'm getting batting from other people. Like batting scraps. So I don't know if that's going to help on a full quilt. Because I don't want to put that many different pieces inside of a quilt. I don't know. We may do something. Welcome in, Rayanne. She says batting, fusible interfacing, and thread is what I would buy. Rayanne, do you need to message me? Or are you going to make a trip? Laura says as much Kona fabric, fusible fleece, and batting as I can afford. Ooh, Kona. Oh my gosh, Kona. That might be on my list. Sherry says fabrics. Yeah, absolutely. Debbie says she went to get Pellon SF 101. It was gone. And batting. What are you using your Pellon SF 101 for? I think I bought a whole thing of, and I guess I need to look. I'm glad you said something about interfacing, because I think I need to look and see if I've got everything I need for the applique quilts that I've got going. Because I really don't want to have to order on Amazon for interfacing, like fusible interfacing for a raw edge applique. Yeah, absolutely, Rayanne. And then Debbie says bags, like the pre-made like shopping bags, like that, those kinds of bags. Is that what you're talking about? Susan says that she already has one full roll of batting, and I'm almost full roll of batting, so that's not a big need. See, that's kind of where I'm at. I do not have a full 40-yard roll. I am already into my 40 yards for the year. And with the fact that this is already fit, we're into March, and I've already got, oh gosh, I'm trying to see, 1, 2 plus 4, so that's 6. I've probably got a good, good start on whittling that down too. So I don't know. Batting might be my arch nemesis. I might have to save up and buy it at Marshall's Dry Goods. Let's see. Cynthia said Rayanne's list is what I need to get for my project on, but my dream purchase would be lots of soft yarn. See, it could be either. It could be both. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem. Judy says she tried to get SF 101 and they were gone too. Oh yes, Laura. She says I might check out their 108 backings. Yes. Laura, you're gonna laugh at me. You're gonna laugh at me. I found an orphan block. 2, to be precise. I'm gonna have to show you the orphan blocks that I found. And I do not have any more of the fabrics, so I can't like do any more with what I've got. Let me see if I buried the box. Where's the box? Okay, the box is buried somewhere. It's buried. I have 2 blocks left over from your quilt. I had 2 blocks extra apparently. Let's see. Debbie says I make purses and pouches by Annie and others. Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. All right. So we now have one completely done, and my miters look good. I'm not going to worry about pressing it just yet. I'm going to trim off the extra. Welcome in, Linda. Thank you. She says new to your channel. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you subscribing and coming to hang out. We love to have everyone named Linda here on the channel. And everyone named Laura, and everyone named Judy, and everyone named Debbie, and everyone named Ollie, and everyone, yeah, you get the picture. We enjoy having you here. And I can be a little silly at times, but that's okay. That's what you guys love about me. Judy says she wants to go back in about 2 weeks and see if they mark the 108 down. If they did, then we'll pick that up too. Oh, yeah. 108s I could probably use quite a few of because I do have lots of quilts of Valor that are going to need backings. Make them all the same size, and then Franken quilts. What the batting pieces was, there's going to be some small ones in there. That's what I've been told. There's some small pieces. So we will do what we have to. You know what? I am going to go ahead and press this out. Welcome in, it's Kennedy. She says, hello, Alabama, and everyone. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, we're going to finger press this first, and I'm going to show you what my finger pressing looks like, so that way you guys have a realistic view of what this does look like initially. Okay, So this is my initial finger pressing, and I apologize. I forget that this camera is like super zoomed in or something. Um, so all I've done is pressed the miter sections. Now I'm going to press this center. So all of the center is going to go in, and then all of these outside pieces are going to go out. Small pieces of batting in the orphan squares for. Oh yeah. Now I have a lot of orphan blocks that I didn't know I had. It's crazy. It is pure craziness, Ollie. Like you would not believe some of the orphan blocks I have. Like I did not know I had these. Cynthia says I would love to walk in there, and the plastic snaps tool is deeply discounted and one on the shelf for me. Yeah, that's the thing is there has to be one on the shelf for you. Because if there's not one there, then it doesn't do you any good for it to be deeply discounted. um, if I still did jewelry stuff, then like I would totally be all about the beads and buying more beads, but I'm not. I have probably all the good question, Linda. So I am working on 1 month or 1 day right now of the 365 quilts, or 365 challenge quilt. Yep, it is a 365 quilt. So there's a link pinned up at the top of the chat, but there's also a link in the description box of the video. So you can click the link and go if you want to sign up for it. It is completely free. There is no charge. Lady named Catherine Kerr is the one that puts it out and runs the entire challenge. She does it free of charge. And so every day is a different quilt block. So you start at day 1 of January 1st and you work your way through. Your finger pressing looks better than the seams on my first quilt. Now that's funny. I would go nuts in all the scrapbooking aisle, says Cynthia. Oh, right. I used a scrapbook too. The orphan blocks in similar colors are in a project box for a quilted coat that I want to make. None of mine are in similar colors. Some of these are orphan blocks that I was gifted. Some of these are orphan blocks that I made. Some of them are I didn't know I had this project still. Those kind of blocks. There's a lot. There's a lot. Um, and so I was thinking about doing winding ways. All right, so this one is completely done. So I got to do 3 more of these. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to put this one in front of the camera so you guys can look at it and gawk at it and oogle and ogle and whatever it is that we do with our eyes. Because you can't touch it. Can't touch it. I've been listening to William entirely too much. MC Hammer, can't touch this. I have got so many orphan blocks at this point. I am going to have to figure out what I can do with them all, because it would really be a, quite frankly, rough looking quilt if I put all of the current ones together into the same quilt. So I will have to figure out what kind of order I can do with them to make them look reasonable. Do I make multiples of the same block a day? Nope. Just one of every block. So that little one that I've already put up there, welcome in, Joy T. Glad you are here. So that little one I put up there is 1 day. So this block right here that has 4 parts to the block is 1 block. So you don't have to make multiple. And now that this is taking me a little bit longer, I don't know that I will get to the 3rd one that I cut, but I will have it ready for next week. So it's continuing on this miter business or mitering everything. I don't know what all the other blocks will be once we get to them. I'm betting. Well, she said everything is rotary cut, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what all the blocks look like. I haven't really looked at them in detail. And unless you print all of these out, it's really hard to just sit there with your computer and go back and forth and looking at them all. I mean, it's really hard. So I was saying something about your 1/4 inch marking on your foot earlier. So let me think about that real quick. Bring that back up. If you have never looked at your 1/4 inch foot, whether it's a guide foot or whether it's just a regular 1/4 inch foot, check and see if they put markings on your presser foot that match a 1/4 inch before the needle and a 1/4 inch after the needle, and possibly a 1/4 inch on the opposite side. So my 1/4 inch foot that I'm using on this machine does have those markings. So I know exactly where a 1/4 inch before my needle is, where a 1/4 inch behind my needle is, and I have 1/4 inch on either side of the needle as well. And I also have an 1/8 of an inch, which is 1/2 of a quarter. So I know where my markings are no matter which direction I want to go. I am going to start looking for a 37 for my big baby, looking for beauty, because I've been using a 97D and it's got that 1/8 of an inch, and I think I've been not as precise with my sewing. So we're going to look for me the right foot. I have the 57, which has the guide, but I frequently dislike using the guide. So we're going to look and see what I got. If worst case scenario, I can always put this foot on the other machine. It just won't have the dual feed to it. And I do kind of like it. I do like having two machines that can use the same kinds of feet. It is a bonus. It is a bonus. Okay, so I need to look at interfacing. I need to see what interfacing I've got. And then I've got the quilters grid already. I think I've got a whole bolt of it, maybe something like that. I've got a lot of it. Trying to think what else I need that I use specifically. We're gonna see. I gotta think. I should have been thinking about this like last week. All right, so now I've got it sewn. So now I'm going to miter corners, okay? So I'm going to fold my block in half on the diagonal so it looks like, some kind of funky airplane. When is the last time somebody described your quilt block as a funky airplane? New question. Oh, can you guys tell that this is me cutting loose and having a really good time and not letting anything stress me out? The foot on my Viking has the marks, my brother doesn't, says Teresa. Yeah, that would be hard for me to swap back and forth between the two machines. I would totally use the Viking over that. He says, I think you need more thread. Actually, I do, but they don't carry the stuff I need. That is a good point, though. I probably do. After I made everybody guess how many spools of thread, or convinced everybody. I didn't make anybody. I convinced everybody to start guessing how many spools of thread I had. Good point. I do think I need. I might need that. Yeah, I'm making a list in my head. I'm basically going to go there and walk around the whole store, and as long as it still sits in my budget, then if I want it, it's coming home. I think that's what I'm going to do. I am leaving early in the morning, so I will be thinking the whole way there. That is the disadvantage of a 3-hour drive, though. I mean, I could go to the one in Cheyenne, which I will probably go to on the way back, depending on how I'm feeling. But I am going to one in Colorado for sure. And it will be about 3 hours for me to get there one way. So the entire time on the way there, I will be thinking of things and telling my husband to text me so that I don't forget that I want to look for this. For this XYZ item. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're totally going to do that. Who needs groceries this month? No, Mama needs this. Mostly so on the Brother PQ 1500 SL. Oh, fantastic. If that's the one you're happy with, that's the one you need to be sewing on. You need to be sewing on what makes you happy. Whether that is the better machine, whether that is the more advanced machine, whether that is just the machine you just want to sew on, and that's what you should sew on. I am a Bernina gal, but my long arm will not be a Bernina. I cannot afford that. Have they sold out of rotary blades yet? Has anyone looked for that? Oh, that's a good question. Miss Kennedy is asking if Joann's has sold out of rotary cutting blades. That's actually not a bad thing to look for, especially on discount. If those are discounted, that would definitely be a good pickup. Cynthia says, if you're like me, you will need lots of money because you'll have no self-control when you get there. I will have self-control. I have walked into Joann's before and left Joann's without buying a single thing. So it is possible that I can do that. I have done it before, and if worst comes to worst, same thing happens. Straight stitch only. Oh, fantastic. I have kind of considered, like, if I can get this antique Bernina up and running, it's not straight stitch only, but I can set it for that. And it would be a beautiful stitch. If it can get up and running, it will be a beautiful stitch. Tulsa had some last week, says Cynthia. As Kennedy says, she needs them. And those titanium ones, I have not had any luck with that. Susan says that the Joanne closest to her had them on Friday. That's sweet. I don't know. I guess I need to check and see how I'm doing on them, or if I'm going to order them on Amazon. All my machines are Brothers sewing, 2 embroidery machines, and a serger. Yeah, see, I've got 2 sewing machines, and I now have an antique that needs a foot pedal. We've still not found a foot pedal for it yet. Budgetary concerns are also a part of it too. Yeah, it will take time. You are absolutely right, Ollie. Rotary blades were $28.99 and then 20% off for 2 blades. Oh yeah, that's an incredibly high price. That is not, I mean, unless that's the only way you want to buy, there's no sense in buying them at that price. And I think that's part of the reason why we're in this situation to begin with, is that, not everything was priced at reasonable enough prices. But, I'm not going to get on a political soapbox. I totally could. And political, I don't mean political as in President of the United States, Vice President, and Congress. I mean as in you could have run your business better. Political. That's I went to business school, graduated with a degree in entrepreneurship. I know a thing or two about running a business, and I've seen a thing or two. Yeah, I haven't seen any difference in the titanium blades, Susan. I wish I had. I really do. I was rooting for them. I was hoping that I saw some kind of, boost in how long they lasted or how well they cut. Nothing for me. And it may just be the brand of titanium blades that I've got. I don't know. I agree, Teresa. She says, Judy, that's outrageous on that price. Yeah, it is. I saw that on Amazon, Judy, but I was wondering if there are any difference in the other brands. What kind do you get? She bought 15 for $9.99. Yeah. By the time that we, sew through or cut through all of these blades, yeah, it's crazy. I am thinking about getting one of those rotary blade sharpening tool thingies. One of my friends does have them, and she swears by it. So I am thinking about it, but I haven't obviously bit the bullet yet and done it. So if Joann's happens to have one at a decent price, then that will be coming home with me possibly. All right. So now I've got a second one, just as pretty as the first. And now we are on to the third. Yeah, these are taking a lot longer. I was not thinking they were going to take this long. I really want that antique Bernina working. I really do. Random thought, guys. Random thoughts. So, yeah. So now we got 78 blocks up on the wall. And this will be 79. So, I will be doing the other block next week, and then I will have a secondary block as a backup, and then we'll do Fab Farm with Sean. I can't think of words, guys. I really can't. I have had one heck of a week. So I told you I burnt my hand, right? Or zapped it or something. If you see the little red spot, I know it doesn't look like much right there. That's where I either zapped myself or burnt myself or something. And my entire joint is killing me. As Kenny says, thank you, Judy. I didn't know if there was a difference. Yeah. As long as they are the right size blade, most of the time they're interchangeable. So a 45 millimeter is a 45 is a 45 is a 45. Unless they have a specific specific notch pattern or something in the inside of the blade, they should all swap. Judy says the ones that she got are headless 45 millimeter premium Japanese steel. We'll let you know how they cut. Yes, please do. Please do. And I know that normally I don't do links in the group, in the Facebook group, but if you guys would like me to, we will start a link menu or a link file to where, okay, this is, what we're buying now for, this product that we can't get at our local store. Like these are our online purchase options. I do not mind doing that in the Facebook group. We'll just keep it in one place. Teresa had her. I heard you too. She said she had a hard time talking on her live today too. Yeah, it is something in today. It is just today. Chloe still says she still has to figure out the 1/4 inch on her backup machine. Okay. Good question. Good question. Very good question. There's a couple different ways that you can do it. What I do when I go to sew at the sewing lab, because I am always sitting down to a different machine, I'm intentionally rotating myself through the room. So like the first day I was at machine 7, the next time I was there I was at machine 6, yesterday I was at machine 5. I'm working my way around the room. When you sit down to sew with it, if you have a sewing gauge, use that. That's going to tell you where the needle is in relation to the foot. And if you can move the needle over to match your 1/4 inch to the edge of the foot, then do it that way. If you do not have a sewing gauge, they're really inexpensive. That would be something to buy at Joann's if you don't have one already. I guess I should have pulled it out because I wasn't thinking about that. It's a little, mine's metal, but there's one at the lab that I think is plastic. But the goal with it is, this is not lining up right. Let me make sure I'm at the right center. Nope, I'm not at the right center. I shifted it. At least I caught it. You put it next to the needle and you measure out to the 1/4 of an inch and you move your needle around until it is at that 1/4 inch. You can also do a test sample. So if you sew two 1-inch pieces together, each of those pieces will end up being 1/2 inch in a finished quilt. Okay. Oh my gosh, how am I thinking? How am I thinking about this? Let me think. Okay, if you cut two 1-inch squares and you sew the 1/4 inch, they should be 1 inch. No, they won't be 1 inch together. They'll be 1.5 inches. Or you can do two 2-inch squares or two 2.5-inch squares. You sew them together using what you think is your 1/4 inch. Press it the way you would normally press it, and then remeasure. The pressing will make a difference. So make sure you press it to make sure you've got your 1/4 inch. Rayanne says, let's see, that would be awesome on my last one. Oh yeah, absolutely. Got to make a decision soon. It's Kennedy. Rayanne says, I just finished my mystery quilt with posters. Yes, please. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna love this mystery quilt. I have seen like previews of it. I've seen the colors. I've seen the individual blocks. I have not been able to do the mystery quilt. Have not had time, energy, resources, or brain power to do it. But her colors are so gorgeous. Let's see. I have the gray sharpener, works pretty well. I don't think they stay sharp long after I use them for a while. Yeah, I'm not expecting it to work wonders, but if it can hold me off on needing to replace it so frequently, that would help. Like that's my end goal. Let's not replace it every 2 weeks. Let's replace it every 4, or let's replace it every 3 instead of every 2. If I can get an extra that many cuts out of it, that kind of deal. So yeah, if you don't want to use the sewing gauges, you can always do sewing tests. It is a great opportunity to put together some orphan blocks, or add sashing to some orphan blocks or something like that. Well, actually, you need to measure the sizes, but you know what I mean. You want to sew, press, then test. Sew, press, then measure. Because that's where it's going to make the most difference. How did I press needle down? I apparently pressed needle down. I didn't mean to. Yes, I'm rambling. Yes, I'm rambling. All right. Got one miter corner sew. Now I got to do number 2. We are trucking along, guys. Trucking along. Are you guys excited to see this block come together? This full 6-inch block. I didn't mean to tell you. I wasn't supposed to tell you. Okay, now you know. It's a 6-inch block. The colors in the picture is not very true to what it is. It's pink, burgundy, green, and gold. Ah, yes. They're gorgeous, guys. Colors are fantastic. So this upcoming Tuesday is our next Sew and Tell. In case you guys have forgotten, it is Sew and Tell this upcoming Tuesday. Is the next to last one for winning the giveaway quilts. The next to last one. So if you guys want a chance to win the giveaway quilt, you need to start putting more stuff in for Sew and Tell and blow away the Sew and Tell. Blow it away. The more times you enter, the more chances you get to win. And I know some people are already fighting about who's getting it, but it's going to be impartially drawn, I promise. Oh, good night, Teresa. Thank you. Thank you for being here. So yeah, it's going to be impartially drawn, so there is no cheating with it. But yeah, you gotta put Sew and Tell stuff in there. You gotta put it in. Oh, I know it gets late because you guys stop chatting so much. Everybody gets sleepy. Either they get sleepy or you all are watching me and just listening. What is Sew and Tell? Great question, Linda. So Sew and Tell is kind of like show and tell. If somebody will put the link, please, either group or FB, one or the other. The Show and tell is when you go to the Facebook group, and or if you want to email it to me, you can absolutely do that. What it is you are entering every time you share like a show and tell that you want to share with the whole world. You just type show and tell with your, thank you, Judy. You type show and tell with your entry. So, like in the Facebook group, if you share a picture of, like, if I were to go in the Facebook group right now and share a picture of this, but I don't write show and tell, then it's going to stay private. Nobody off of Facebook is going to see it, or nobody off of that group is going to see it. Let's put it that way. But if you put show and tell, then you are entering and you are giving me the permission to share it with the world on the Tuesday night broadcast. And I do a little slideshow. Yes, show and tell is this Tuesday. Yep. First Tuesday of the month is show and tell. And with show and tell, every 6 months I give away a quilt. So everybody who enters show and tell is getting a ticket per time that they enter. And I'm dividing it up. Oh, you're fine, Susan. She's subbing at one of the grade schools, so she can't stay up late. That's fine. I understand. So, like, let's say Susan puts in 10 projects that she wants to share for show and tell, and nobody else puts in more than 10, then everybody that month gets 10 entries. So you get entries based off of who enters how many ever times. It's kind of spread out. So you're getting more entries, or you're helping give everybody else more entries, one or the other. So it is fair. All the names will go into a hat or a bucket or a basket or something. And my husband, who has no idea who any of you are, he will come in here and you'll see his hand come draw a name out of the bucket or basket or barrel or whatever. And whoever he draws is who gets the giveaway quilt. So the giveaway quilt for April is already made. I just have to put a binding on it, and it will get a label before it gets shipped. So the first Tuesday is always show and tell. So the first Tuesday night of every month is when we do the show and tell. So you guys get to see this slideshow. You get to see your entries pop up. You get to hear your story plus anybody else's stories that they've shared about their projects. And we just make a night of it. It is as laid back as it can be. So your entries have to be in by 3 p.m. on show and tell night or show and tell day. And it's 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So if it comes in after that, it goes into next month. So it's not that you don't get entered, it's just that you don't get entered that month. I hear you, Judy. She says she'll drop a few pictures tomorrow and hopefully we'll win the bag. It needs to be in my collection. I still have to finish the bag, Judy. I still have to finish it. I have really been out of it. Like, I've been under the weather fighting for it. No, absolutely not, Linda. Absolutely not. We have had crocheted and knitted items shared. We have had postcards. We have had gift baskets. We have had all kinds of things. If you crafted it, then you can share it. So that is what constitutes show and tell. Okay, my pressing job on this one is going to look a little funky, but the block itself looks pretty, so we're going to go with the block itself looks pretty. Okay. Last one. All right. So yeah, no, it does not have to be just quilting. 1 month, it was December, guys, wasn't it? Yeah, it was December. I brought out my Dollar Tree gnome crafting project that I created off of a Pinterest post. And everybody wanted to see me make it, so I made another one. And so whoever made I can't remember names off the top of my head. I have all the files. But one of my subscribers made the gnome, and that was her show and tell project. So yeah, no, it doesn't have to be quilting. It's Kennedy. Judy says that she's patient, and it's Kennedy says, I can't wait. I expect it to be personally delivered. Oh my gosh, you guys. So Laura's the only one that cannot win this month or this time. Laura, you will be able to, if you're still here, you will be eligible for this upcoming October. So I'm going to shift it so that you can win once a year. So you just can't win you can't win 2 in a row. That's going to be our deal. You can't win 2 quilts in a row. But you can win every other. But you can still enter. You can still enter. Judy says she'll come steal it. It's Kennedy. Well, Judy, if you do that you're coming to Casper, right? You're coming all the way up here to Wyoming. I'm just saying. Just saying. I'll let you two ladies duke it out. But yes. Yeah, absolutely. Let me see if I think I have it up and running. Let me see. I should be able to see it. All right. Oh, where is my... There we go. I see ya. Can my messenger get out of the way? All right, there we go. Now I can see. All right, you are in, Linda. You are in. I'm letting Kennedy win the gist. Laura says, I was hoping we could renegotiate that. Yeah, you're welcome. You are welcome. You had a lot of supporters coming to harass me about it. I know you didn't send them, but you had a lot of commentators harassing me about it. That I needed to make it like once a year instead of like you had to be out for 2 years or something like that. Oh, you're letting Kennedy win the quilt. Okay, that makes sense. Laura says she absolutely loves her quilt. Did you hear my comment earlier that I found some orphan blocks from your quilt? I have a couple of orphan blocks from your quilt. Now this April giveaway quilt, there's no orphan blocks. No orphan blocks, guys. Sorry. No orphan blocks. I do already have October's quilt planned. So I already know kind of what we're looking at for October. Obviously, it has not started yet, but I will get to it. I will get to it soon. It's Kennedy says, Judy, you can have the bag if I win. Okay. So and tell is going to be, the last so and tell for this cycle is going to be April 1st. And I promise you guys, it is not an April Fool's joke. It just happens to be April 1st. It's Kennedy says that she just loves all the sayings in the quilt, right? Judy says road trip, right? Yeah, you need to come up here. That'd be fine. We can find a couch for you to surf on. I don't have a couch, but we can find a couch for you to surf on. Judy and it's Kennedy are vying for the bag and the quilt. They're negotiating, guys. Oh, that is so funny. That is so freaking funny. Pardon my language. I didn't say anything foul, but pardon my language, because I'm tired. And I'm saying things I normally would not say on a live. Just saying. As Kennedy says, I'm glad you got to win that, Laura. Awesome. Yes. That came in just in time because you didn't know you were going to need it as much as you did. So I'm glad you had it. I'm very glad you had that. But yeah, so that's what Show and Tell is all about, guys. I want you to be creative. And, creativity comes, to everyone differently. If I... Rita is laughing. Welcome in, Rita. Oh gosh, Laura. She says April 1st is the day she met her husband. It's been good luck for her. Awesome. All right, so April 1st is the last Show and Tell. But because I accept entries all the way up until 3 p.m. the day of, it will not be the day of the giveaway. April 8th will be the day of the giveaways. We will give away the quilt. We will give away some other stuff, including the bag that Judy has her heart set on. We will give away some other cool stuff, some that I've made, some that I have bought, some that you guys I've been gifted, all that kind of stuff. We went to Sam Saturday, and Randy says, where all these bags come from. I told them they just magically multiply. Oh, Judy, that's funny. I could see that happening. Oh, my goodness. This is true. Tammy has gotten a lot of love these last couple months. Well, I'm glad it was there to give that love. Or to be that loved. That's what I was hoping for when that quilt went home and got in the mail, shipped off to Arizona. That's what I was hoping for. And it's not that I didn't need the quilt or I couldn't use the quilt. It was that I wanted to reward creativity. I wanted to reward you guys for being creative. I had a childhood friend who was born April 1st, her sister on Halloween, and her mother's birthday was on Christmas. That is a crazy family season. Oh, welcome in, Andrea. She's a Saturday, everyone. I've been watching on my TV as I work on Land That I Love blocks. Yay. She got 5 more done today. I'll post for so until tomorrow. Fantastic. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so thrilled with the way that Land That I Love is coming out. It is becoming so pretty. The more that I put on it, the more that I'm loving it. And I was second guessing some of the colors that they put in that kit, like some of the fabrics. But they're coming out gorgeous. They're coming out gorgeous. So I'm kind of impressed. I am trimming off my threads, guys. My next thing that I need to do is I need to take this bucket beside me with all my fluff pieces in it and all my thread pieces, all my orts, all my little bitty 1-inch pieces are smaller than, oh, welcome in, Katie. All my really small pieces and cut them up even further so they can become fluff because I am going to need a lot of fluff for an upcoming project. Let's see. I finished a quilt top yesterday and started a new one today. Oh, fantastic. If you'd like to share for so and tell, you are absolutely welcome to. Absolutely welcome to. And it does not have to be anything finished. That is the other thing. Sew and tell can be a block that you did. It can be if you're talking quilts, for example. Oh, that's right, Katie. That's right. That's okay. You just haven't been chatty. I do remember saying hi to you. I was just like, wait, did I dream that? I just want to make sure I didn't miss you. So all of these offcuts are going to become fluff to stuff into something. And once I start working on it, you guys might get to see some of it, might not. I'm going to have to test it and see how it works. So I have a project in mind. If that doesn't work, I will always have a backup option. I have a Christmas project in mind that I can do if my first project does not work. So we have fluff to put in them. Oh, that's fine, Katie. I understand. She says she's not feeling too talkative tonight. I get it. Okay, my last miter. So I'm going to check it, make sure that it lines up exactly where I want it. Then I'll cut off the extra fabric pieces and then we'll press it. Yeah, absolutely, Rita. She says, oh, so I could use like the pineapple block then. Yeah. Any block that you finish. It does not have to be a full quilt. You are taking the time to create. And that is the whole point of Sew and Tell. I'm not expecting anyone to be a speed demon. I'm not expecting you to finish a quilt every month or a quilt every 6 months or a quilt every year. I'm not expecting that. Part of the creative journey is just creating. Just spend some time creating. And that can be really hard for a lot of people to remember to go do. So being able to reward you for just going and sitting down to create, or standing up to create, however you want to create, whatever you want to create. If you're spending time creating, that's what I am wanting to reward. You're hanging out, you're watching my channel enough that you're here to know about it, and you're here to ask about it. So I want to reward you for creating. That is my ultimate goal, is to reward you for creating. So you guys have just over 24 hours now to get in for March. And then we'll have one more month to go. Exactly, Katie. Yeah, just enjoy the process for however long it takes you and no worries is what she said. Yes, absolutely. Now, if all of those blocks are part of the same project, I am going to count it as one entry. I'm just saying. If they are parts of different projects, then I will count them as part of different projects, if that makes sense. So, like if you made 12 blocks for one quilt, are you in the Facebook group, Rita? I think you are. I think you're in the Facebook group. Let me know if you're in the Facebook group already. I think you are. I'm almost certain you are. If you're in the Facebook group, all you need to do is, while you're in the group, create a post. And then you can share your picture to the post and say a little bit about what's in it, what's in the pictures. And then just put sew and tell. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, it's Kennedy. There's the link. So click that link and that will take you directly to the Facebook group. So if you're already in there, it'll just drop you in the group. If you're not already in there, then it'll let you ask to join. Technology is so fantastic for that. Andrea finished 30 blocks of part of one of Katie's quilt blocks. I will not post all 30 blocks, but we'll show a few. Oh, fantastic, Andrea. I can't wait to see. Linda says, you sure have some talented people in your Facebook group. So are you. You are in the Facebook group, and you are talented. Just because you're... Okay, let me phrase it this way. I can go to a quilt show and look at a quilt and go, I know how to make that. Or I can look at a quilt block and go, I have no idea how they did that. That doesn't mean that I'm not talented because I don't know how to do that. It just means that I haven't been exposed to it yet and I haven't tried it myself yet. Or I haven't failed miserably at it yet. I mean, failing miserably, comes with advantages. You learn how not to do something. So you are talented even if you're not talented the same way as everyone else. Oh, fantastic, Joy. She says she just needs to clean off her ironing board so she can iron her quilt top. Oh, fantastic. Oh, you guys, you're so funny. You're so funny. Okay, so I now have all 4 of them done. So I'm going to rearrange them in the direction that the pattern says. And my window is open, guys, so if you guys are hearing background noise from outside, that is why. All right, so that is my 4 pieces to this block. So now I just need to sew them together, and it is a 4-patch. That is all I got left to do on this. Okay, awesome. Oh, I've already done that. I just got an email. Because my email apparently thinks I haven't checked Facebook yet. Gotta make sure Linda's in there. All right, Susan says, boy, were there some amazing quilts at QuiltCon this year. I bet. I've seen some of the pictures. I haven't seen all of them yet. They are kind of like miniature picture frames. Oh, yes, Rayanne. Once this one's done, there will be 79 done. You were right. And I have block number 80 cut, just not obviously pieced together yet. Just not pieced together yet. And I might be able to show you guys what it's going to look like, maybe. 80 is also going to be another whatchamacallit, another miter. We're not done with miters yet. We're doing a lot of mitering. All right. So I think on all of these others, let me see what I've done. Let me see. Oh no, I've pressed to one side. Okay. So I can press to one side. We're going to do it. We're going to press to one side so that I have an easier time setting this in place. I probably could have pressed all those other seams earlier to one side instead, but did I do that? No, of course not. I have to make it difficult so that, something else will seem easy. That's what we're going with. All right, lots of seam. All right. Get the extra thread off my ironing board. All right, and line them up. All right, that works. Are you guys excited? So this block is called the lattice square. That's what she's calling it. That's what Catherine's calling it. So this is the lattice square block. So she does change some of the orders based off of holidays. She changes them around from year to year. So mine is all based off of the year that I started working on this. So yeah, my blocks may be in a slightly different order based off of bonus blocks or years or whatever, but they're still gonna work. All right, let me press the middle seam open, or press the middle seam. Can I spin my seam? I can spin my seam, guys. I should be able to. We're gonna go with it. I can. We're going to make the assumption that I can do this. Oh, I didn't have the seam in there. That's fine. I'm sitting here trying to cut a thread that I don't need to cut because there's not a thread to cut. Yeah, I'm tired. And we're almost at 10 p.m. Oh my goodness. This took a lot longer than I was expecting it to. But that's okay. With doing one block a day, or averaging about one block a day, this is a quilt that you could catch up on. Some blocks will take, a couple of hours to do. Susan says, going to say goodnight, time for her to go to bed, have to be at the grade school by 8:15 in the morning. Oh my goodness. Yes, you have a good night, Susan. Get some good sleep. Get some good sleep. All right, my iron is sputtering out a little bit of water because I'm using the steam hot press button. All right. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, there we go. So now you guys see the camera that's been pointing at that. All right, so this is the lattice square block. So it's going to go in this pile with the larger blocks. I'm going to go up there because I'm running out of room without touching my quilts that are back there. So that is now 79 blocks on the wall. And let me see if I can. No, I cannot. This is going to take a little bit for me to pick up. I was going to say, let me see if I can pick this up in like 2 seconds. Nope. Nope. There is more mitering on this next block. You guys will like to see this one come together. So next week we have another miter block going in. Oh yeah, absolutely, Cynthia. She says, do I get to pick my color theme on the 365 challenge? Yes, you do. There is no requirement that you do it any specific way, like as far as colorway. No, I mean, you want some dark, you want some medium, you want some light. I have a total of, hang on, I can tell you. Let's see. Let's go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got a total of 13 fabrics. So there's 13 variations of white, red, and black in this quilt. Some of my black has red in it. Some of my red has white or cream in it. So it's not, staunchly white when it comes to my reds. My red has cream in it instead of having white in it. Some of my black has white, some of my white has black. You can mix and match. You can absolutely mix and match. So, all right, guys, I've got to be up early in the morning. I will be back Tuesday night for sure. I don't know if I'll catch William tomorrow night because depends on how long this drive is going to take. Depends on how long shopping and everything's going to take. So we're going to see what goes on. I will try to be there tomorrow night, but I can't make any promises. But I will be there Tuesday night and we will be doing Sew and Tell. So the first block, okay, so there is a birthday block. You can do the birthday block on January or on your first day of the challenge. You can do birthday block on your birthday, your actual birthday. I would advise starting with January 1st. Don't bother starting with all the others. Just start on January 1st. So I will be back again. I'll be back Tuesday night. We will have Sew and Tell. I'm looking forward to it. And you guys will get to see my haul if I, in fact, bring anything home with me. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. You guys have a fantastic evening. If you haven't already petted some fabric, go pet some fabric. Don't walk into Monday without petting some fabric, guys.